I'm a firm believer that President Trump will run and win again in 2028. So.
Steve Bannon, 71-year-old former chief strategist of the White House during Trump's first term. This is the last person you want advocating anything for your country, let alone some unconstitutional garbage like this. Now, this rich bit you're gonna see here in a few seconds is coming from a man with a list of convictions. Convictions for money laundering and conspiracy and fraud and stealing millions from donors. Citizens like you. He's been convicted with contempt of Congress for the January 6th insurrection. It's like the list goes on with this guy. He is not a credible dude. And out of all the reasons not to listen to this guy, he adds another mouth breather statement by saying Trump could easily secure a third term and that they have options. What options? It's a clear law. The only president that has served more than 2 terms was FDR, Franklin Roosevelt, and that's only because there wasn't a law in place. The law was signed in to order in 1951. So there you go. 1951 is the reason why you can't run for more than 2 terms. Because of that. Because FDR was just going to keep on running. And he would have won. And that's what they wanted to prevent. Because there's no checks and balances when you have one administration doing shit. That's a monarchy. Now that in itself is just a wild, unconstitutional statement from the leader of the clown house. From the leader of the underground clown house that this fucking crazy shit spews out from. And it's so hilarious. Like, he continues to suck up to Trump even though he was fired not even 7 months into his job as chief strategist of the White House. He couldn't make it 7 months without pissing off Trump and his allies and his officials and just going against the grain there. But you would think if somebody didn't agree with said person, why would he continue to suck up to him and suck up to him and suck up to him unless there was a reason behind it? Clearly, he knows. He's been a part of the government. He's been in the White House. He probably knows the ins and outs of how this shit works. He knows. This guy knows what's happening. And even with being fired, he spews nonsense like this just to suck up to Trump. And it's wild because this guy is still going through legal troubles. And sure, Donald Trump pardoned him federally, but guess what, Steve Bannon? You can't run away from state charge level shit. So the New York's charges, it's just, you can't run away from that. You can't be pardoned from that. He's a convicted felon. I guess not now since Trump pardoned him, but either way, the guy is an untrustworthy person. So with all the legal troubles and all the bullshit this guy says, he still continues to say these types of things. There is no third term. There can't be a third term. But check this out. Look how confident he is. I'll roll the clip right now. And just listen to this goofy rhetoric from this guy.
Putting your name in that list because you have presidential ambitions?
No. And President Trump, I'm a firm believer that President Trump will run and win again in 2028. So I've already endorsed President Trump. A man like this comes along once every century if we're lucky. We've got him now. He's on fire, and I'm a huge supporter. Want to see him again in 2028.
And obviously, anybody who doesn't like what you say, but judges it as a function of a lack of intelligence, doesn't know anything about you. I don't make that mistake. You're a smart guy.
Because that's wild.
Oh, you know he's term limited. How do you think he gets another term?
How you can secure a third term?
We're working on
Steve.
it. I think we'll have a couple of alternatives. Let's say that.
You have no alternative.
We'll see what the definition.
We'll see what the definition of term.
We'll see what the definition of term limit is.
This man is saying. It's hilarious.
All right. Well, so you're talking about litigating this issue because I don't want people to listen to our interview and say Bannon's cooking up an insurrection. Bannon is cooking up. You know what I mean? I want people to get a straight take on where your head is. What do you suggest?
Chris, as you know, I've had greater long shots than this. When we supported President Trump after the election, I realize you don't believe the election in 2020 was stolen. We do. We fervently believe that.
When President Trump
went back to Mar-a-Lago on January 20th, 2021, he was the longest of long shots.
So yeah. All right. So not only does this clown actually believe this, but he's also joined the club of Elon Musk and all the other weird-ass fucking Nazi salutes. Here, we'll go ahead and roll this one too.
We're not going to quit. Fight, fight, fight. Amen.
absolutely wild shit going on right now. We have entered a super weird timeline, every single one of us. I mean, this is some unprecedented stuff that's going on, and I just feel like more people need to be aware. You need to just read and read again and then read more. You can't read. There isn't a limit on how much you can read, and now is the time to learn as much as you can, because knowledge is power, and they cannot take that from you at all. You can learn as much as you can, and that is what is going to save you, and that is what is going to put you above others in terms of trying to navigate through this weird fucking political mess we have going on. And again, do not toss what these people are saying to the side. They would not say this stuff if they didn't truly believe it, and they do. They're not stand-up comedians, and if they are, they're really terrible at it. And just don't trust this guy. Just stay informed. Being informed, you've already won half the battle. Okay? Just know they aren't saying shit for shock value. They're trying to test the waters and see how many people are just going to lay down and accept it. And that's not going to be you. So continue to stick to your values. Continue to fight for what you believe is right. Because at the end of the day, that is all you have. Is your values, your beliefs, and your will to fight. And that's all you got. But with that said, this was a peak discussion about Steve Bannon's infamous third-term claim. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you think he's serious, just blowing smoke up our asses, let me know. I'd love a discussion on this kind of stuff. It's something I really enjoy. So with that said, I will talk at you in the next one.